Creation is finished. All that you want exists already. Why does that matter, you ask? It should comfort you in the knowing that there is a version of you that already exists, who has all that you are currently desiring. All you must do is align with that version. And that is why you need to understand how reality works. 1. Understanding reality. Your reality is coming out of you, whether you like it or not. But guess what? Since it is coming out of you, you can completely change it. You can either be empowered by this fact or feel discouraged and overwhelmed. But you are your own salvation and Armageddon. Now back to how reality works. Creation in its entirety is finished. The God, universe, or source encompasses all that we see and observe and even the unobservable. And hence, source already contains everything that you could ever desire and want to see or experience. It means there is a version of you existing in the mind of the all, or source, who has everything that you could ever desire. But it exists as a mere possibility. The thing is, we are here in this three-dimensional world to manifest our part of creation from the fourth dimension, the unseen, or the quantum realm. It is the realm of all possibilities. But it is immaterial. And your focused attention to a particular thought, backed by feeling, gives birth to that possibility. To be materialized into your physical 3D world. Your dominant thoughts shape your mood. And your mood defines who you are. And who you are is what manifests. This is why feelingless affirmations do not work. Because who you are, reject those affirmations. You going to work and you going to vacation in a foreign country are equal possibilities in the mind of the divine. But since you go to work every day and believe that that's who you are, so it happens effortlessly. Even though an accident could happen on your way to work and you never make it. But you never think about it and are so certain that you will get to work tomorrow. Now you can say that going to work is my reality. But going on a vacation is not. Since I don't have money for it and all sorts of limitations surrounding it. Going to work is a matter of routine. But that is your conditioned mind making a prediction based on false data. We don't know the big picture. There are endless ways on how you could be having a lavish vacation right now. But your mind can't predict it. Because our limited mind does not know. This is why we should let go of the hows and fully immerse in becoming the person who already has the desire. By frequently feeling the wish fulfilled in our imagination. The rest will be taken care of by the divine. So, it is a matter of believing in yourself, your imagination, and your persistence. What you think of yourself in the inside reflects on the outside. 2. Assumptions and persistence. It is all about making a choice and persisting in it. What you are experiencing right now was just an assumption a few years ago. And you persisted in it simply because you thought it to be true. For example, I am not very smart. A false remark projected to you by ignorant people who were also unconscious. So, you believed that unconsciously. And so it became your reality. For some it could be that I am not worthy, I am not lovable. I need to work hard to earn anything worthwhile, etc. Listen to this quote by Neville Goddard. An assumption, though false, if persisted in, will harden into fact. Pay attention to the word, though false. Yes, whatever you choose for you through an assumption has nothing to do with it being factual and true in the start. But if you believe it, then it is true as far as you are concerned. And if you believe it, the subconscious believes it. And so, it appears in your reality as your own manifestation that you might not even remember that you assumed. And that is okay, we all start unconscious and become more and more aware. Look at your life right now and do an honest review. And you will dig out all the assumptions of yours perfectly externalized in your reality. But the good news is, now you know. So make better assumptions and stick with them. Though false is your friend here. No need to force yourself to believe that your assumption is true right now. Simply know that it is true in the higher dimension. That is, your imagination. Which Neville refers to as God. So, you persist only in imagination and do not care about what the 3D world is showing right now. And sooner or later this assumption will harden into fact. All it requires is your frequent attention throughout the day. Choose better and persist. That is all there is to it to change your reality. 3. Why there is delay. The delay only occurs because of our association with the psychological time. As time is made up in a mental concept, we simply cannot see ourselves having what we want instantly. So, our belief in time is a great hindrance. But another reason for it is simply our wavering belief. We believe one minute and next minute we doubt. But if you truly fulfill the wish in your heart, You have instant manifestation in the heart as a feeling of bliss and peace. You simply lose the appetite for the 3D manifestation and feel natural that it will come. You see, in this way, the manifestation is instant. Mentally we become fulfilled and enjoy our life. And 3D shifts to reflect that. So, the manifestation in the fourth dimension is instant. That is our imagination. But the translation of the fourth dimensional fulfillment to 3D fulfillment takes time because of our belief in time and the association of 3D with time. But as Neville said, each desire has its own gestation period. As a baby is born in 9 months, each desire will take some 3D time. But once you feel the wish fulfilled in your heart, you lose the appetite for it, just like the feeling after eating a big meal. 4. Do we have free will? This is a tricky question with a lot of polarizing beliefs. But the most convincing explanation is provided by Neville Goddard. That is, we only have freedom of choice. What happens after we make our choice or assumption is not in our hands. This is why he talks about not worrying about how the manifestation of our desire will come into being. Simply because we can never predict it. And we will move under compulsion and walk through a series of events that will lead to fulfillment. And isn't that how it is? No man who got rich had an exact perfect plan on how he was going to do it. It happened automatically because the man persisted in his dream. Our job is to decide what we want and then let the higher being within us do the rest. We do not make anything happen in this world, but we are the directors of reality. Where we put our attention predominantly, we manifest it. This law of assumption is impersonal, so it will manifest what you choose, good or bad doesn't matter. Therefore, we can only choose. And after we have made the choice, our free will ends. This point will be made clear at the end of this video as to why we only have freedom of choice. So, stay tuned. 5. How much control do you have? There is a debate if others have free will in our experience at all. But the most popular concept that is also tested by me is everybody is you pushed out. That is, people will treat you how you feel about yourself and them. There is a story and perception we have about everybody in our life and how we relate to them. If we change that story, the person and our relationship with that person will change. Now, they may have free will to choose in their own life, but regarding you, their behavior will mirror exactly what you have described or assumed in your new story about them. Therefore, in your personal reality, you have complete dominion. You can change people and circumstances and yourself as you please. A criminal will treat you with kindness if you assume this story about him. But his attitude to the rest of the world may not change, as that is his freedom of choice. This following example will make this point perfectly clear for you. Neville Goddard was drafted for World War II, as most men were, to defend against the opposition. But Neville didn't want to have any part in it. You see, war is a collective manifestation of the world and is beyond one individual. But each individual can get out of it and be safe if they use their higher power. So did Neville. He first tried the ways of this world and tried to get honorably discharged but was rejected. He said, "I didn't argue or resist against the rejection. I simply went within and communed with a higher being." He went to sleep every single night as though he was already at his home. Safe and with his family. He did it so vividly that he could feel himself to be there. As though he really was sleeping in his own bed at home. Next to his wife and his little girl. He did it for 9 nights, and finally the same officer who rejected his application, all of a sudden, had a change of heart. Now there is no explanation for how it happened. As that is beyond our mental capacity to know the ways of the divine. But the rigid word of the officer simply melted in front of the power of imagination and persistence. Neville not only escaped war, but he was honorably discharged. This goes to show that even wars can be avoided. In your personal reality, you have complete dominion. 6. Time is an illusion, there is just eternal now. Time is only psychological. The most persistent illusion that was even admitted by Einstein. Our mind needs time to explain things of this 3-dimensional world. But past only exists in your mind, and so does future. You cannot experience anything but the now moment. Can you? Only in imagination can you experience past and future. But when are you experiencing this past event or future event? Right now. Isn't it? You experience it right now in your mind. It isn't a tangible thing that you can grab hold of. It is all imagination. So, all there is now. And in the now, where you are is reality. You are in your room right now. But if you can travel in your consciousness into a past event and immerse fully in it, then that is real to you. Because you are experiencing it right now. The point is, wherever you are in the now is what is real. So, if you imagine your desire right now and get fully immersed in it, then it is real. You are not imagining something that will come in the future. You are experiencing it in the now. So, it is real. And what is experienced as real in the mind impresses the subconscious mind and gets expressed in the 3D. In your imagination, you can go anywhere right now and experience it. So, letting go of time will relieve you a lot of pain that is unnecessary. And it will make you believe that reality is just now. And how you feel in the now is what changes the now moments to come. This helps let go of the baggage of the past, as it doesn't exist. And it has no power to influence the now, unless you feelingly imagine it. 7. The issues like wars and large-scale crises. Since we all are equal beings with the same degree of power to influence reality, the people who are not awake to this truth will always get caught up in the realities of others. And powerful people will start wars and all sorts of conflicts, and the common people will get caught up in that chaos. But anyone who is awake to this truth can always escape these catastrophes. In your own personal experience, you influence everything. And the more you get grounded in this knowing, the more people you can save along with you. Like your family and friends. Since we are all powerful manifestors. There will always be wars so long as there are people still asleep to the truth. Unawakened men ruled by their egos will get into powerful positions and bring misery to the masses. And the asleep masses will always get caught up in it. But the awakened still has complete autonomy to save himself and the people he loves. As proved by the Neville example of escaping World War. The unawakened operate under the fear of scarcity. So, they will always inflict wars due to greed and thinking that I must take from him as there is not enough. Therefore, this world will always breed chaos. 8. It can't be a utopia. As it is a game. God is playing this game of life through us. We came here to enjoy creation. Therefore, we had to forget who we are to play authentically. Because if we know who we are and do not have these human limitations imposed, then, what's the point if there are no challenges? This is the reason we only have freedom of choice and not free will. To make the experience authentic and unpredictable. So, we choose, and the rest is done by the divine in ways out of our hands. Hence this limited human form was necessary with complete amnesia of who we really are. But your choices determine if you will have fun playing this game or have a miserable time. So, decide now that you are the sole authority and operant power in your experience and lead life with this knowing. Things will shift to let you know that you are right. This is what I know so far. Of course, there is more to it than just that. And I will let you know as I uncover more. There is a lot that I have left in this video because I have already made videos about it. So, the description contains all the videos that will help you understand even more. How to manifest and all techniques needed to become a master manifester. Let me know if you know more in the comments. Or if you disagree.